The Comedy of Errors, written by Shakespeare. This play starts with Aegeon entering the city of Ephesus. However, he is violating a ban against these two rival cities, so the Duke wants to sentence him to death. But Aegeon saves himself by explaining a shipwreck where he lost his wife and one of his two sons.
The scene then transitions to the marketplace, where Antipholus of Syracuse waits while his servant Dromio puts their belongings in a nearby lodge. While he waits, Ephesus' slave Dromio enters the marketplace, and this is where the errors start occurring, because Dromio of Ephesus thinks that Syracuse is his master. Therefore, Dromio summons Syracuse to join his wife Adriana for dinner. "Sir, would you like to join your lady for dinner?" Clearly Syracuse is confused, but he is more concerned with wanting his money. "Give me my money, slave." Dromio clearly does not have any gold to give him, so Syracuse becomes irritated and beats Dromio, causing him to run off. Dromio of Ephesus runs to Adriana to tell her that her husband has gone mad, but Adriana is more concerned with getting her husband home, so she tells the slave to fetch thy master home. Dromio leaves doing so. Transitions to Syracuse and his actual servant arguing in the marketplace because of the confusion from earlier. While that is happening, Adriana continues to worry about her husband, so she takes matters into her own hands and enters the marketplace, where she finds Syracuse, and she believes it to be her husband.
"Till this time, villain! Thou liest, for even her very words didst thou deliver to me on the march. I never spake with her in all my life. How can she thus then call us by our names? Unless it be by inspiration.
With intrusion infect thy sap, and live on thy confusion.
To me she speaks. She moves me for a thief. What, was I married to her in my dream? Or sleep I now and think I hear all this? What error drives our eyes and ears amiss? Until I know this sure uncertainty, I'll entertain the offered fallacy.
Syracuse and the servant join Adriana for dinner, but it turns into a bigger mess. During dinner, Antipholus of Ephesus, his servant, and Angelos, Ephesus' goldsmith, try to get into the house. The two Dromios talk back and forth against the door, but their attempts fail miserably, as Dromio of Syracuse won't let them in. About an hour later, Angelo enters the house and gives Syracuse a gold chain because he thinks it is Ephesus. Syracuse and Dromio take the chain and plan to leave the city.
The scene then transitions to the marketplace, where Angelo, a merchant, and an officer wait for Ephesus to pay him. But Ephesus is not expecting it because he actually never received the chain. So when he enters the marketplace, they immediately start making attacks on him about the debt he owes to the gold chain. While he tries to convince him that he never received the chain, they do not believe him and threaten to arrest him. Coincidentally, Dromio of Syracuse enters from the bay, and Ephesus thinks it is his servant, so he orders him to give a key to Adriana, where she will grab their money for bail. Dromio does so without question because he thinks it is his master being arrested, so he goes to fetch the money from Adriana. The scene transitions to when Dromio comes back to the marketplace, where he runs into his actual master, so he gives him his money he received from Adriana. Syracuse has no idea why his servant has gotten him his money, especially when Dromio tells him it wasn't because he was going to be arrested. They become even more confused when a courtesan enters and accuses them of stealing. They both think the city is filled with witchcraft and decide to flee. The scene then transitions to Ephesus being taken away as a prisoner because he has yet to pay his debt from the gold chain. However, Adriana and her sister Luciana freak out when Dromio and Syracuse enter because they think it's Ephesus and his servant escaping. They all freak out and scramble, and everyone is confused, but they all just run away and leave. The scene nears the end as Angelo and a merchant enter the marketplace, and coincidentally at the same time, so does Syracuse and Dromio. Therefore, Angelo approaches Syracuse and asks him why he is wearing the chain but denied having it earlier. But it was Ephesus who denied having it, so Syracuse is confused and tells him that he never denied having it. As the end of the play gets closer, the Duke of Ephesus enters the stage with Aegeon, with the plan to punish him because he never fulfilled any ransom money for breaking into the city. Aegeon thinks he has a chance to save himself when Antipholus and his servant walk in, because he thinks it is Syacrus. He begins to ask him if he can save him, but Ephesus has no idea who he is. Aegeon continues to beg him and question these two so they would save his life.
The play ends when Lady Abyss walks in with Syacrus and his servant Dromio, and everything ends the way it should be. Lady Abyss reveals that she is Aegeon's long-lost wife Emilia, therefore Aegeon is pardoned by the Duke and reunited with her. Ephesus reconciles with Adriana, and Syacrus resumes his romantic pursuit with Luciana, and the Dromios embrace alive.